always wanted to do it, but then I saw, do it in memory of someone you love. And I said, you got me at love. You have me. Okay, so I went to the meeting, and the rest is history.
There's your willpower.
That's
and memory of someone you love, there's your willpower.
Well, it is your power. I don't know about willpower, but it's what floats your boat, and whether you know it or not. That's why I think that every human being does what they do, and it emanates from who we are, and I believe that we are love. But we don't always act that way.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, you do.
That's why I do this show. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're addicted to love like me.
I'm definitely.
Yes.
You know,
I'm helplessly addicted.
Your story is so compelling. When I went online and I read your backstory,
yes,
you as a child, I think I expressed this to you on our first conversation. I was in tears.
You were.
I absolutely. It made me cry. It was a story about Lori and her dad, and she was giving as I was reading the story, it was so compelling and so real that I felt it. I felt my words. I felt your words.
Wow.
I felt your words, as a little girl, because you had a picture there of your father.
Yes.
I don't know how old you were.
But, I was 9 in that picture.
Young.
9 years old.
And the memory that you talked about was so. I'm telling you, I was like, I have to call her,
Yeah.
I got to make the phone call tomorrow because it jumped out at me, your story.
Well, it's on the Running on Love website, and what you read was my final letter to everyone who had supported my fundraising campaign in his memory. And it was the night before I was leaving to go run the first marathon, New Jersey Marathon in 2007. And I just poured I couldn't see the keyboard. I was just crying and writing every memory I could think of. Why? And I'm going to cry. I cry easily.
You're allowed to do that on this show.
I'm allowed? Okay. Sorry, I'm a crier.
We might both be crying.
Okay. Wait, should should we pause and I'll get tissues?
It's okay, yeah.
I'm a sloppy crier.
Are you?
Okay.
Those are the best.
I'll give you a warning and then we'll pause.
Those are the best, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
That's the real deal.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not a pretty crier. You know how the actresses on the movies, I'm like, I got the tissues
this is
flying.
The real deal. The mascara's gonna run.
Oh no, it's just messy.
The makeup, that's right. This is the real thing.
Yes.
So let it all hang out.
Okay. Bear this and that. I will.
Bear this and that. Bear it, yeah. What is so unique and also I find very compelling about Running on Love is the concept is very unique.
Thank you.
You are, it really is. You are allowed to give and are mentored in choosing which charity you would like to give to in memory of your love.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
It's a very unique concept.
Yes. The reason is, for me, when I ran that marathon and I honored my father with an act of charity, and I was active, but it was all about him. And charities may not want to hear this, but the cause or the illness or the mission of the charity is not half as important to me as the person that I'm honoring. It's all about how my father lived, not how he died. Yet, the charity I support to this day. I send them thousands of dollars. Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has done amazing work. Their mission is beautiful. But for me, being charitable is about love. And love is outward. It's from you out, giving. And it's all about the giving and the love. And that's why I think it's important that when people run on love, they choose the cause they want to support. And it's about the person that they're honoring.
Yes.
But the collective body of people that show up at my events or the Running on Love events are together under the umbrella of love. And that's our connection as a human family. Because I believe, I'm Jewish, and there's an expression when you're Jewish, we're mishpucha. We're family, we're mishpucha. And I believe that we're all mishpucha. I don't believe we came from monkeys. I think we all came from a couple, 2 people. And if you think about it, we're all family, you know, you're my sister.
There's no argument out of me.
Mishpacha.
Love doesn't know any difference.
No. No, God has no color. He has no color. You know, he's not black, white, red, purple. I don't know. Are there purple people?
There might be.
There might be.
No, I don't know.
You embarrass me enough. I might turn purple.
It'll be all good. You know, if there was. So let me ask you the question. This is a very different concept.
Yes.
It's running on love.
Yes.
This is an undertaking. This is a lot. I mean, this is not something you just thought about.
No.
Where did you get this idea from? I mean, this sounds like this is something you've been thinking about for a long time, but
no.
Was it
No.
just
actually no, it was thought about for a couple of years before I actually made it a charity.
Okay.
What happened was that first experience of running and training up for that marathon. First of all, when you run a marathon, anybody who's ever done it, and I'm not a runner, everybody thinks, oh, Laura, you're a runner. I'm not. I like to exercise. I'm crazy enough to like to sweat. I love, you know.
Feels good.
It feels good, right?
Yes, feels good.
So running a marathon, you have to train.
It's great for
And
your
you've got to
clothes.
run all the way, you know, 5 months, 6 months. You've got to get up early in the morning.
That's right.
And some of the runs are 20 miles long before you ever get to marathon day. So it's hard. And at the time I was 47, I think. I think I was 47 for my first marathon. And I had never done one before. And I'm a mother, 3 kids. I have my own company, a marketing company, self-employed. And now I'm taking this on. So it was hard, very hard. And 2 weeks before, I actually got injured in the Brooklyn Half Marathon. 2 weeks before I'm supposed to run the full marathon, I got severely injured. It almost knocked me out. People could not believe that I refused to quit. I refused to see a doctor. I went for physical therapy and acupuncture. That's a whole nother story. But I got to marathon day by a miracle, and I never had run a marathon before, because when you train for the marathon, you never really, well, some training plans maybe they have you run a marathon before the marathon, but most have you run 20 miles.
Or little ones at least.
Little ones. You 5, do. You know. Well, first you start off with 3 miles and 5, and and then you do a couple of 20 milers, or maybe 1. But you've never
That's hard. 20. That's all of a sudden when you get to 20, that's a lot.
Well, let me tell you about 20. It's not imaginary. When you get to 20, there's a wall. They call it the wall. And on marathon day, this was so important to me because I was running for Dad that I was a nervous wreck. And I remember getting up that morning, and it was 7, the race started at 7 or something in the morning. And I remember I was shaking, I'm so nervous. I don't think I slept the entire night before. And there was an American flag. I'll never forget this. And I saw an expression that I had never heard of before. On the American flag, they wrote, "God is love." I started crying. Yes! So that started me. And then for that year, they changed the route. But back then, the New Jersey Marathon was 2 loops. In other words, you ran a half marathon, and then you had to run it again.
Wow.
So there were more than half the people.
Consecutively? Consecutively?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, here's the mind-blowing part of that route. And anybody who remembers back in those days when they did that, most of the people were running the half. Only 1,500 that year or so were running the full. So you were watching, as you're coming into the half and you're running the full, they're all high-fiving, I'm done, and I'm, oh no, I gotta do it again. And I was nauseous, it's hard. And there's a picture of me when they took a picture, and I gave my family a thumbs up, like, I'm gonna do it. They were worried about me. So, but then you get to that mile 20. And I looked up at the sky and I said, God, I have nothing left. I was like, whoa. I was like, my hair hurt, my whole body.
Right.
And that's when it hit me. And I got to this water man, he was handing the water out. I don't know why he was in the middle of everything. Usually they have tables. There's this really good-looking blonde-haired man, and he's standing there with a cup. And I walked up to him, and he hands me a cup of water. And I said, I said, now I'm hurting, and now I'm tired. And he laughed at me, and he said, oh, you're almost done. I said, easy for you to say, I've got 6 more miles. And he laughed at me, and then I kept going, and I realized, and now I'm going to hopefully not cry, but I looked up at the sky, and I said, God, I have nothing left. And that's when it dawned on me, this is for my dad.
It keeps you going. It's overwhelming.
Whoa.
It's overwhelming.
I said, no way. I'm going to do this. Going all the way. This one's for you, Dad. And I finished. I was dog slow. I finished. But when I crossed...
It doesn't matter how slow.
Thank you.
It doesn't